Beautiful morning, my dear children. Welcome back to our social class. So, children, today we are going to see a new chapter in geography. And the name of the chapter is Weathering and Soil Formation. So, in the last class, we discussed about the weather instruments in geography. Do you remember? We learned about thermometer, barometer, anemometer, and other things. Okay, so in this lesson, we'll be learning about weathering and soil formation. So, now let's start a lesson. So now take page number 39 in your geography text. So children, now first let's finish the get set exercise given in our textbook. So here you have to rearrange the letters to get the names of the rocks from which these landforms are formed. Then what we have to do, then we have to match the landforms with the names. Okay. So first one, it is sandstone. So it is also called as the wave rock. Second one, it is limestone. It is also called as pamukkale. Third one is basalt. It is Cairns Causeway. Okay, write it neatly in your textbook. So first, children, we'll see what is lithosphere. Okay, so the thin outermost layer of the earth is called the crust or the lithosphere. Can you see the blue color shaded part? Yes, that is called as lithosphere. So this layer is made up of soil and it provides us with the most of the rocks and minerals. So what are these rocks? So the rocks are aggregates of one or more minerals and they do not have definite chemical composition. And they include not only the hard materials such as granite and marble, but also soft and loose materials such as chalk, clay, and sand, which we use in our daily life. Okay, so they do not have a perfect combination like 60%, 30% like that. So they have an unequal distribution. Okay, children. Now let's discuss about the types of rocks. So different types of rocks are formed in different ways. So they have different characteristics with regard to their composition as I told you before, and the color, size and the texture. So on the basis of their mode of formation, there are three major types of rocks. So they are igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. What are the three types of rocks? Igneous rock, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. So examples of igneous rocks are granite, scoria, pumice and obsidian. And next one, sedimentary rock, sandstone, limestone, shale, conglomerate and gypsum. And under metamorphic rocks, we have marble, slate, quartzite and gneiss. So first about igneous rocks. So the word igneous has been derived from the Latin word ignis, which means fire. So the igneous rocks are associated with the volcanic eruptions and they are formed when the magma cools and solidifies. Have you seen the volcanic eruptions, children? So how the lava comes out of the volcano looks majestic, isn't it? Yeah. So these rocks were the first to be formed and are thus known as the primary rocks. So the igneous rocks are of two types. What are they? They are intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. Okay. What is the other name for igneous rocks? They are called as primary rocks. So first one is intrusive igneous rocks. So the rocks that cool below the surface of the earth are called as intrusive igneous rock and the rate of cooling is slow inside the earth. So thus the crystals formed on cooling are large. So example of such rocks are granite and dolerite. So what do you mean by the word intrusive? It is inside. Okay. So the rocks that cool below the surface of the earth are called what? Intrusive igneous rocks. So the next one is extrusive igneous rock. So the rocks that cool on the surface of the earth are called as extrusive igneous rocks, and these rocks are also known as volcanic rocks. Why? Because due to their rapid cooling the crystals are finely grained, and basalt is an example of such rock. So the Deccan Plateau of India is made up of the basalt rocks. Next, what are the characteristics of igneous rocks? So, they are hard and compact, and these rocks do not occur in distinct beds or strata, and they do not have remains of plants or animals. Okay, remains means after the death they will be decayed, and after many years only the rocks will be formed. So they are not this type of rock. Okay, so these rocks do not allow water to percolate through them, that is to enter them. And other types of rocks such as sedimentary and metamorphic rocks are formed from the igneous rocks. So this is the base, and as I told you it is also called as what? Primary rocks. We learned no. Yes, and the valuable minerals such as iron, gold, silver, and aluminium are found in these rocks. So what rocks are we talking about? Yes, about the igneous rocks. So the next type of rock is the sedimentary rocks. So rain, wind, ice, plants and animals break rocks into fragments. What do you mean by fragments? Pieces. Okay. So these rock fragments are carried away by running water, wind and ice and are deposited in depressions. So the deposited materials are called as sediments. Okay, the particles, you all know what is the meaning of sediment. So the loose sediments are then compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. So these are sedimentary rocks, and examples of such rocks are sandstone, limestone and coal. So the sedimentary rocks are formed either mechanically, chemically and organically. So these rocks are at the most widespread and cover about 75 percentage of the total land area of the earth. Okay, so they are mostly distributed throughout the earth. So, what are the characteristics of sedimentary rocks? So, the rocks are softer than the igneous rocks, and they have horizontal layers arranged one above the other. And the rocks are mostly formed underwater, and they have marks of waves and mud cracks. And you also have the ripple marks in the layers. Okay, and these rocks also contain remains of plants and animals called fossils between the layers. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the sedimentary rocks. And the last type of rock, what we are going to see is about the metamorphic rock. So they are actually igneous or the sedimentary rocks which have been changed due to excessive heat and pressure inside the earth. So the excessive heat and pressure can change the original properties of rocks such as their color, hardness, texture, and mineral composition. So such changed rocks are actually called as metamorphic rocks, and the act of metamorphism takes hundreds of years. Okay, so in due course of time, the limestone can change into a marble, and a shale to slate, and granite to gneiss, and sandstone to quartzite, and so on. And gems can be found in these rocks. Okay, what is the name of the rock? Yes, it is called metamorphic rock. So children, observe the picture here. Yes, this is how the metamorphic rocks are formed due to the effect of the heat and pressure on the existing rocks. Okay, so what are the characteristics of metamorphic rocks? These rocks, after they are changed, remain in their original position, and the rocks are very hard and they have a high specific gravity, and the rocks do not have empty spaces in them. Okay. So the next is uses of rocks and minerals. So we have a number of uses. Okay, so in ancient times, rocks were used to make tools and weapons, and rocks are widely used in the construction of roads, houses, and buildings. So minerals like coal and petroleum provides us with the source of power. So you all know without coal and petroleum, can we have all the facilities in a house, AC, TV, fan, those things? Never. Okay. So the chemicals found in some sedimentary rocks are used to make fertilizers, and soil is formed from the rocks only. Okay. So next a quick quiz given in page number 41. The soil is found in the dash layer of the earth. What is the name of the layer? Yes, in lithosphere. Next, name the two types of igneous rocks: intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rock. Next, sandstone is an example of a dash rock. It is an example of a sedimentary rock. Okay. Next, excessive heat and pressure change granite into gneiss. True or false? Yes, it is true. Next, mention two uses of rock. Any two uses you can see. Okay, we can form soil from the rocks, and in ancient times, rocks were used to make tools and weapons. Whichever is easy for you, you can write those 2 points. Okay. So in the next class, we'll be seeing about weathering and erosion. Okay, children. So, children, we'll see in the next class. So, write your classwork neatly with legible handwriting. Okay, children, take care and be safe.